Yes, welcome. Welcome everyone to our webinar, e-invoicing, transforming your accounting processes from Bane to Boon. My name is Grant Chapman and I work in the advisor marketing team here at Intuit QuickBooks, and I'm your host for today's session. It's great to have you join us today. Before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, where I am in Sydney, and to pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. In today's webinar, we're going to look at the benefits of e-invoicing for your firm and for your small business clients, and how beyond the benefits in time saving and reduced manual processes, it can deliver really tangible results and tangible benefits in improving cash flow, as well as helping you to establish or continue to build that real value add trusted advisor role with your clients. But first, a little bit about us. So I'm sure everyone on the call today is aware of Intuit's flagship product, QuickBooks Online, given that it's used by more than 300,000 accountants and bookkeepers around the world, and more than 5.1 small businesses all over the world. Some of you, though, may not be aware of the functionality in QuickBooks Online Accountant, which really helps smaller accounting and bookkeeping firms to manage their clients, keep on top of their workflow, and help with your time tracking and your billing. On the compliance front, QuickBooks Tax, powered by Lodgit, is an online tool to manage your tax and VAS preparation and lodgement needs. And with automated data pre-filling, broad system integration, electronic client approvals, and really secure anywhere, anytime access, QuickBooks Tax means less data entry and more time back. Importantly, QuickBooks integrates with a wide range of apps and other solutions to power pretty much anything that you want to do in the online space, and that includes making the move to e-invoicing. And that's through our integration with providers like Luca Plus, who you're going to hear from today. Before we get started though, I'll take you through some very quick housekeeping. Today's event is being recorded, so we will provide everyone who registered with a copy by email. So watch out for an email in your inbox that will let you review any of the content you've seen today or share it with your other team members. If you are having any technical difficulties with not being able to see or hear the presentation, we suggest restarting your device, refreshing your browser, or trying a different device. You can also navigate to the troubleshooting guide that's located at the bottom of your screen there. It does contain a link to an alternate video browser. And again, you will receive a copy of the recording of today's session. So while it's not as good as the live thing, at least you won't miss a thing. And of course, submit your questions. We'll get to as many as we can during the Q&A session at the end of today's session. You can submit them using the Slido chat feature that's in the bottom of your screen there as well. So now that today's housekeeping is out of the way, let's move on to today's session. So today you're going to hear from Mark Stockwell. So Mark is the Director of e-invoicing with the Australian Taxation Office. Mark is leading the government's e-invoicing initiative, which is delivering several $1 billion of productivity benefits to the Australian economy. He has collaborated with the New Zealand authorities to form the Trans-Tasman e-invoicing initiative and really adopt the international PEPL standard to support that initiative. He recently returned to this role after spending 12 months managing the ATO relationship with digital service providers and leading the ATO's IT portfolio and governance operations. And he was previously a program manager for the government's SuperStream initiative, which delivered significant benefits to employers and superannuation funds. We also have Shaye Thyer here today. So Shaye is the head of accounting here at Intuit QuickBooks, where she leads the team responsible for supporting the success of our accounting and bookkeeping partners through cloud accounting solutions and modern practice digitalization. So Shaye is an outside of any box CA with a really diverse and non-traditional accounting career to date in Australia. Recently, Shaye was responsible for creating a future fit accounting division for a large national firm and really delivering a premium client experience there, and using technology to optimize internal efficiencies, using data to power client insights, training to transform the team, and building scalable frameworks that could amplify the huge depth of expertise within the firm. And she's really proud of the inroads that she was able to make in shattering the traditional mid-tier accounting practice stereotype and setting that firm apart from its competitors. We're really lucky to have access to Shaye's passion and experience here in-house at Intuit QuickBooks. You're also going to hear from Ray Wang. So Ray is the co-founder and the CEO of Luca Plus. He's a qualified, highly experienced accountant, and he's really passionate about making life easier and better for small to medium-sized businesses by creating and implementing innovative tech solutions for them. So Ray and his team at Luca Plus have been working really hard to combine blockchain technology, e-invoicing and smart digital payment solutions to ease cash flow issues, which we know are critical for SMBs, and really to give more time back to business owners to improve their lives. Ray is going to introduce you to Patrick Curlis. Patrick is a senior financial planner with Mint Financial Solutions. He's also a chapter treasurer with BNI. And Patrick's been working in the financial services industry for numerous years, previously in salary packaging and vehicle leasing, currently focused on helping pre-retirees and people needing assistance with aged care, which requires specialised advice, and he's also a registered mortgage broker. Okay, I'm going to be back at the end of our session for our Q&A, but for now, I'm going to hand over to Mike Stockwell. Thank you.
Hi, Grant. Thank you very much for that. I'm here talking about my favourite topic of e-invoicing. I'm from the ATO, and I'll unpack a little bit about why the ATO is involved in e-invoicing shortly. I'm also going to be talking about what is e-invoicing and what it's not. I'll touch on some of the benefits that people will see from e-invoicing. I'll provide some further information that people can read after the session. So let's kick off with the first question, which is the most common question we ask people when we first meet, and that's about what do they understand e-invoicing to be? So typically they'll say, look, it's when, if I'm a small business, it's where I create an invoice. Sometimes I'll do that through a software application or package, and then I'll attach that PDF, convert that to a PDF and attach it to an email and send it off to my customer. And that's the traditional way people generally think of e-invoicing, because E is an email, I suppose. Another way, if they're dealing with large business as a customer or a supplier, often it's logging into a portal of some sort and actually entering data into there or receiving data through that portal. So they're the traditional ways we've seen in the Australian economy for many years. Whereas what we're talking about now is e-invoicing is the new way we speak about when invoicing. So what it is, it's a new standardised way to send and receive invoices via a secure network. Now that exchange through that network is via your software. Both the buyer and the seller's software have got a common standard built into them, which means agnostically, doesn't matter what sort of software you're using, but your customer or supplier can receive the data that you're sending through or receiving in the other way. That means that the invoice will automatically just turn up in the receiver's inbox so that they're there ready for processing at your end. So that's what it's doing, is removing that largely manual process. So if you see the screenshot up on the screen today, at the top line there, it's showing a very manual process that we go through traditionally in creating and sending through an email between two parties. We're looking to remove that manual process. And what comes with that manual process is a lot of the delays, errors, and generally the heartache that sometimes comes with invoicing. So that's really what we're about today. You still retain control of the actual payment when you receive an invoice, but this is purely about the processing of that invoice. Sorry, I'm just about to change slide. There we go. So how do we make this happen? I might just get someone to change that slide. For some reason it's not, so I've lost connection maybe. Thank you, Rich. Now, how does this make this happen? Well, the whole network is based upon a common standard. It's an international standard that we've adopted here in Australia and New Zealand, and lots of other parts of the world. Actually, about 40 countries around the world have the same standard we're all operating. And what that means is that when you're trading with your customers or suppliers, you're actually able to connect not only domestically, but also internationally and send invoice or receive invoices as you would normally do today. The standard itself is about 10 years old, and it's very robust. It's connected through a series of arrangements between the network participants and the software companies like yourself that you use yourself. So how I try to explain this is similar to what our mobile network is here in Australia today. So if I want to text through to Grant or one of my colleagues, what I do is I pick out my phone, put in the text and send it through to Grant. Now, it doesn't matter what plan that I'm on or what plan that Grant's on or what phone he's using. Automatically and seamlessly, it just goes through the network. And this is no different from what we're talking about today with e-invoicing. It'll go seamlessly and importantly, it'll go securely through a new network that digitally transfers the data. So that's the simplicity and the beauty of the Peppol e-invoicing network. And really, it's about trying to reduce the amount of paper and manual intervention that you currently do today. For some people, it might be the first step you make when you're moving into more of a digital way of dealing with your business, but you'll hear more about that from some of the other speakers shortly. The next topic I'm going to touch about is why the ATO. So if I get the next slide, just move across. Now, people always ask me this question because they're curious, I suppose, as why the ATO is involved. Now, the first point is that with that network, someone needs to govern or look after the network, and that's the role the ATO plays in this case. So each country or jurisdiction has a PEPL authority, and that's the role the ATO plays. We have legislation that supports us to govern that network, but that's where the limitation of that legislation stays. We don't have any infrastructure or any services that enables us to see invoice data. That's only between the actual business itself and your access point or connector into that network. So we don't actually have access to any information. Our sole role is really looking after that network to make sure it is secure for you as a business to actually move that data through. So what we do there is we actually accredit the different access points in the network, and Luca Plus is one of those that you'll hear from Ray shortly, about ensuring that they're a quality product in the market for businesses that they can rely upon and ensure that they've got their data securely moving to their trading partner. The other reason the ATO was selected by the government was that from our long history with doing large transformational type of projects for the Australian economy. So if you turn your mind back a few years to SuperStream, then onto a single touch payroll. More recently within JobKeeper, we played a major role. And now with the invoicing, we see similarly that this is a large transformational change for business, the way they actually do invoicing today. And we'll see this rolled out over a number of years. Now, where we are today in the economy, I'll just touch on the next slide, is we're fairly well advanced, and this might surprise some people where we're up to, and hence why my statement is invoicing is not coming, it's already here, and it's really now for you to do your due diligence and actually start getting the benefits from e-invoicing. So firstly, in the government sector, one of the questions small business asked us when we first sat down with them was about, well, is the government doing this? And of course, the government is, and we've put our money where our mouth is. Essentially, from July, 1 July just gone, all federal government agencies are now ready to receive e-invoices from our suppliers, and we'll pay them in 5 days. So what that means is that if you're a supplier to federal government, you're going to get a very fast, timely payment from us when you send us an e-invoice. And why we're able to do that is a demonstration of the efficiency that e-invoicing provides to us as the government or as a large business. You'll look at it that way. And so this is a fantastic outcome for the economy. Secondly, that's in the federal space. In the state space, equally that we're seeing a lot of great work happening, particularly in the New South Wales and South Australia. They're both ready as well, and majority of their agencies also are able to receive e-invoices from their supply chain. So if you're a supplier to both New South Wales or South Australia, I'd look out there, go to their website and find the details there. And now the other states aren't far behind. Over the next 12 months, I imagine most states will have a solution in place. So they're at different stages of implementation. At the local level, not quite as far advanced, but there are several local governments now already enabled, and so you might just want to check with your local government when they'll be actually enabled to receive invoices from you digitally. Now, the exciting part is now in the business sector. Now, in large business, firstly, we all know that they have for many years had portals and EDI solutions. Now that's not going away. So large business can have multiple channels. So they can still retain their EDI solution, but what they're doing is opening up a new digital channel, the e-invoice channel for you to enable you to send through your software to that large business. Or in the other way, we're working with large utilities in energy, water, telco sectors around Australia to see at what point in time they'll be enabled to actually send you an e-invoice so that it'll land in your inbox ready for processing. So, you know, there's a lot of activity happening in the large market. You'll probably have heard some of the people that have already enabled a small hardware firm called Bunnings. People might have heard about them. So in the retail sector, companies like Woolworths, they're actually enabled and providing invoicing to some of their suppliers. Likewise, a utility, BOC Gas, is also ready and sending out invoices to their customers. So you can see in the large sector that's already underway. There are also a number of banks very well advanced, and other retailers also well advanced and having their solutions ready for you. So just check if you're dealing with a large business and you want to invoice through your software, you can just check as when they'll be ready to receive. Now in the small business sector, also I've got fantastic news today. So as of in July, I can formally say that all businesses that use software today are enabled, and you'll hear more about that from Intuit QuickBooks and Luca Plus very shortly about your solution here today. But what it means also is if you're dealing with customers that don't use your same software, that actually you can still have interoperability with them and actually get the benefits of your full supply chain being enabled. So look out for that. What it means though is today we've got about 17,000 businesses already enabled across Australia. So we expect now many more to come on board as they now look at their software and see what it can do for them and understand the benefits that it provides to you. So it's rather exciting for me as a project manager. It's a very exciting stage. We've got the software in place, we've got the network in place, and it's now simply having businesses look at the benefits and see how they can be enabled and get the benefits from that. Lastly, I just want to leave you with some other news, is that we've got our first major communications initiative, and we're referring to this as e-invoicing week 2022, which runs from 15th of August to the 19th of August. And what this is about is providing a host of information, webinars for people to pop in, learn more about invoicing and what it actually enables people to do. And so it actually not only for yourselves, but you might want to let your supply chain know so that they can also be ready to receive e-invoices from you as soon as you are. So there's a lot of information, a lot of case studies, stories about e-invoicing, most importantly, how to be ready for e-invoicing is all going to be part of that large week. And I look forward to some people participating. I think there's even some podcasts, and you might see through your industry newsletters as well. You'll come through around that time. So look forward to your participation in that. And I'll stay around shortly for some questions, but while in the interim, I'll pass over to Shaye from Intuit QuickBooks to update you more. Thanks very much.
Amazing, thank you, Mark. And just before I kick off, apparently we did have just a little glitch with our Slido chat, which has been resolved now. So if you are super keen and ready with all your questions, please, if you can just retry that, because we'd love to hear all of your questions. And so, hello everyone, my name is Shaye. As an FCA and in my role as Head of Accounting at Intuit QuickBooks, I've got a huge passion for the impact that we can have as accountants and bookkeepers on the lives of our small business clients in our role as trusted advisors. And e-invoicing is one of my favourite enablers of some seriously impactful outcomes for advisors and also for small businesses everywhere. And in classic Shaye style, and my colleagues that I work with will appreciate this, I'm incredibly impatient. And so I would love to see wide adoption of e-invoicing, like as soon as we can. We're ready. Mark said we're ready. So I am really keen to get going. And so that's what today is all about. And so let's just talk a little bit about the benefits for us, accountants and bookkeepers, that e-invoicing presents for us. So Mark's given us a really good refresher on what e-invoicing is. And before I jump in and have a look at the benefits for your firm and for your small business clients, I want to just have a little look at what e-invoicing is not. And as you've seen, e-invoicing, I'm going to get tangled up in my words today. E-invoicing is not just emailing invoices. It's not a PDF of an invoice. And as Mark said, it's not new. It dates well back and the tech is solid, and it's become standardized, as we heard, through ERP systems for a number of decades now, from the top end of town at the very least. And luckily, it's not going away. It's here. It's not coming. It's here, as Mark said. And the rapid growth in e-commerce has been accelerated by the pandemic, and the federal government is also updating public policy to really reflect all of this. So what is e-invoicing? So a direct electronic transmission of data from one party's system to the other. And when I step back into advisor land, I think about what that actually means. It means from any cloud accounting platform to any other. perhaps facilitated by some amazing technology in the middle to make all of that happen really seamlessly. And that data is where the real power of e-invoicing lies, in my opinion. It is ideal for small business clients, and many of them are already doing it. Just last year, the government put more than $15 million behind driving e-invoicing awareness and adoption amongst businesses, and has been working with payment providers such as EFTPOS and Visa and MasterCard and a new payments platform, Australia, to integrate e-invoicing into the main payment methods used by businesses everywhere. So what it is, a huge opportunity, a boon for advisors to help small businesses with cash flow, to transform some of the accounting processes, and to cement your trusted advisor status with your business clients, to get paid on time, or even if it's not on time, it's way faster than we get paid now, right, in small business, and to really reduce that time and effort that small business spend on the stuff that they don't want to be doing, and ultimately open up to new opportunities for growth. And I'll talk a little bit more about this in a minute. So let's just have a little look at some stats, because they too, I think, tell a pretty convincing story. So processing invoices manually is incredibly expensive. The ATO estimates it costs more than $30 on average to process a paper invoice, and almost $28 for an emailed PDF version. So I don't know about you, but there's not much difference between those two numbers, and that surprised me when I saw that data come out. So like we said, e-invoicing is not just sending a PDF of an invoice via email. Not having to manually handle invoices means that the cost of processing an e-invoicing is less than $10. So this makes up to around 3 times more cost effective, with all of those savings being shared between the buyers and the sellers, so the two parties involved in the invoicing, and as well as their accountants and bookkeepers. And there's some research from the Australian Small Business and Family Enterprise Ombudsman that estimates that more than half of invoices are paid late. Now, I would say that's conservative. I would say lots of invoices are paid late, especially if you're on the receiving end and you're a small business and the other end is big business. And on average, they are 23 days overdue. These overdue invoices are worth $115 billion, or 52,000 to every small business in Australia. It's just astonishing. So I suspect that you've all heard about e-invoicing and the amazing benefits that we expect it to bring for our small businesses and the economy in general. Billions of dollars saved in processing and late payment costs. And yes, before you all ask, it will eventually see the demise of some of our favourite OCR-based technologies, but not just yet. There will be a number of years where e-invoicing will live in harmony side by side with our friends in the invoice and receipt capture world, as well as businesses really work to adopt the technology, and similarly as complementary apps emerge like Slip for digital receipt capture. Slip actually released some really interesting research last year with NAB, and it found that 25% of the businesses they surveyed had lost up to $10,000 by simply misplacing receipts. A further 8% said that they'd lost more than $10,000 and up to $100,000 in lost receipts. That is just mind-boggling. So we do expect that e-invoicing adoption will be mandated, and my personal little vote is yes, please. I think that would be amazing, and sooner rather than later. And so if I was in your shoes and if I was working in practice today, I would be getting in early with my clients to avoid, the panic and the stampede, right? So you know what it's like when the government imposes deadlines with our clients, amazing as they are. They'll leave it to the last day and they'll call you at 5 p.m. and say, I want to get onto this new thing. So let's get ahead early. QuickBooks Online integrates with Looker Plus, and here today, but also with other platforms like Link4 and Promise. So it's easy to find the e-invoicing solution that's right for your clients and to help them realise all the amazing benefits that you can see on this slide now. Okay, so we just had a look at the benefits for your clients, and a lot of them apply to your firm as well. But let's have a look specifically about what's in it for you, the accountant and the bookkeeper. So first off, I want to reiterate that it's actually an incredibly easy lift with enormous benefits for both you, the advisor, and your clients. Already cloud-enabled clients don't need multiple systems, just one e-invoicing solution to cater for invoices to and from businesses that are either e-invoice enabled or not yet. You can improve your client relationships immeasurably by getting them paid faster and enabling them with e-invoicing and boosting their cash flow, which we know is a key pain point for the vast majority of small businesses. And just think back to those thousands and thousands of dollars that are being held up or going missing entirely that we just spoke about. And these are big, big dollars for your small business clients. And this is yet another opportunity for our transactional accountants. So shout out to all our bookkeepers out there, but really to reduce the data entry load and lean into the superpower of the bookkeeper, which I believe is the chief financial data hygienist that every single business needs. All the output for every piece of work we do as accountants and advisors is 100% dependent on the quality and accuracy of the financial information that goes into this. And this is why our accounting technicians, our bookies, are absolutely worth their weight in gold. The e-invoicing platform you recommend to your clients can and absolutely should integrate with a very wide range of cloud accounting tools like QuickBooks, but also mid-market tools and ERPs as well. And it saves us time. It removes the need to rekey or scan invoices into financial systems, make corrections or chase missing information. So we're working to a common standard that will ensure data is entered correctly before an invoice is sent. So just back to relationships now, it's a great way for you to advise your clients on growth. E-invoicing presents small business with significant new opportunities that you can help them explore because they can more easily supply larger organisations, or they can easily buy or sell across international borders, most notably into New Zealand and through the Trans-Tasman electronic invoicing arrangement, which has seen both nations agree to common approaches towards this really important technology. Australia also has an agreement to work with Singapore on e-invoicing and will be able to work with other countries using PEPL in the future. And finally, I just really wanted to hammer it home that this is going to be immensely, immensely valued by business owners and bookkeepers to improve record keeping, track bad debtors, and meet reporting obligations. All that boring stuff, but it's made so, so much easier. So how do we help clients get started? So as Mark mentioned, e-invoicing is here now, it's ready. And with the ATO ramping up their small business comms, including a potential advertising campaign, your clients are going to hear more and more about e-invoicing. So let's get on the front foot. Don't wait for your clients to ask you about it. Let's be proactive. Let's help them understand the benefits. Let's reframe that cost conversation into a value one, even for micro businesses, to be able to not only sorry, I've lost my train of thought. So we don't only want to make sure they're cloud enabled, but e-invoicing enabled as well by connecting Luca Plus with QuickBooks Online, which is awesome. The benefits of getting paid faster for these businesses is just enormous, and dare I say it, absolutely more, so much more than the monthly subscription fees, just quietly. Let's make sure we're choosing an e-invoicing platform to recommend to your clients, not only that integrates with a wide range of accounting products, but like I said earlier, with those mid-market tools and also ERPs as well. And of course, really critical is ensuring that you're actively working with your clients to get them cloud enabled. That really is the first step. I hope that we are like 99% the way there, but I do have a little inkling that we do still have some small businesses really struggling with outdated tools that they could really use some help with. Clients using legacy accounting systems absolutely do need to be using modern cloud accounting tools like QuickBooks Online. And because we're working to support PEPL, businesses then need to start validating business customer ABNs and entering data into the system so e-invoicing can be sent. They should also remind clients that supply to government, so those clients that do supply to government, to ask their contract managers if they do support e-invoicing. And as a very proud Radaladian, I'm so excited to hear that SA is one of the front runners there, Mark. So thank you for that little insight. Right alongside of all the amazing carrots surrounding cloud adoption in administrative efficiencies, automation, and meaningful connectivity with you as a trusted advisor, of course, we have the wonderful compliance requirement in STP for that little push. And there's such amazing capability available in the market with flexibility of adding the operational tools that the client needs through integration with specialist apps. Even the smallest of small clients with, those with a side hustle or freelancing or gig economy clients, or, they can get on the cloud for absolute peanuts. And again, let's reframe that cost conversation around the value of getting paid faster, which is even more critical the smaller the business is. And then let's support our clients. Let's train them. Let's help them adopt the solution and use it. Be the trusted advisor in every sense, in app advisory, be their software guides, be their FinOps experts, so that these modern financial practitioners can help businesses structure their financial hygiene processes for the best efficiencies and most meaningful information. Is software involved? Yes, of course, but it's the finance function that's so critical. So what are we doing at QuickBooks? So we've run a number of education sessions like this one today, produced a range of content, and we'll be participating in e-invoicing week, as Mark mentioned, next month, which is very exciting, and continuing our support of advisors and their clients to adopt e-invoicing. We've been here since the start and participated in an e-invoicing pilot facilitated by the ATO, which showed how easy it is to get started with e-invoicing. Intuit QuickBooks supports sending and receiving e-invoicing by giving advisors and their clients a choice of App Store partners to connect with the PEPL e-invoicing network. And of course, we're working with our partners like Luca Plus, who you're about to hear from, to make sure that this integration is seamless, to really ensure that we're all realising the many benefits of e-invoicing because it's as simple as it can be. And so that's all from me. I hope you can see how excited I am about e-invoicing. It's a little bit geeky, but I don't care. I absolutely love it. Not just, it's not just exciting for your clients, but it's a huge benefit that it can bring your firm as well. And that's why you'll be seeing me popping up through e-invoicing week and a number of events to help let other advisors like just what a boon it is for their firms. But for now, thank you so much, and I'll hand over to Ray from Luca Plus.
Oh, thank you, guys. It's a great presentation, Jay, and yeah, thanks, Grant, for the great introduction about me and Luca Plus. Hey, guys, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here to present for Luca Plus and to show you guys how we actually make a change for business to help them transform from where they were to somewhere better. My name is Ray Wang. I'm a co-founder and the Chief Entertainment Officer, the CEO at Luca Plus. Yeah, it's just a little bit about myself. As I mentioned at the beginning, I'm also coming from an accounting background. So before I ran Luca Plus, I've got almost 10 years experience in this accounting industry from both commercial sector and also public service sector. So all those many years of experience actually allowed me to build a tailored products to that fit and make life easier for business and also for accountants and bookkeepers as myself. And also at the same time, allowed me to share the experience and what I heard about those frustrations and challenges that businesses are facing in the industries at the moment. So today in my presentation, first I'm going to talk about a few challenges and frustrations I've heard that businesses are facing, and also secondly, I'll talk about some actions that they can take to solve those challenges and problems. And then after that, I'll actually bring a couple of use cases to show you guys how we can actually been helping real business to solve their problems. In the end, if I have time, I'll probably show you guys what our plan is and what we're going to build in the future, how we can actually make the whole e-invoicing process even better and more powerful. All right, so let's get started. Okay, first, all right, as I mentioned before, so the frustrations and challenges that are facing for small, medium-sized businesses. And Shaye also mentioned that stats at the in her presentation as well. So the first one is about collecting the money and then get money paid into your bank accounts, right? But $115 billion invoices get paid late to small businesses in Australia every single year. No wonder why 63% of Australian small business actually experienced cash flow issues in the past year. So I've got to ask a question to you guys, right? Let's use the chat box. I would like to hear from you. So please, in the chat box, type in 1 if you have experienced late payment from your customer or your clients in the past 3 to 6 months. Yeah, type 1 if you have. Type 2 if you haven't. I would like to see many 2, so which means the business is running good, right? So not late payment issues at all. But yeah, let's do something, right? Type in 1 if you have experienced late payments from your clients and customer. And type in 2 if you are fine, all right? So I like to see that. Cool. Okay, all right. And yeah, if you have, then you're on the same boat, because there's another interesting stats actually showing that the average waiting time for payment in Australia has increased from 53 days to 58 days. And most of us as small medium-sized business actually would like to get paid in 14 days, and 53 days to 58 days. That's a horrible experience, right? That's why it affects the cash flow a lot. And second point is about cost, right? Paying money out. So I think Shaye also mentioned that before. Well, as we all know that everything's gone up, all the price and all the values of purchasing has all gone up, right? Same with laboring costs, right? But here we're not just talking about direct laboring costs to process an invoice. So we're talking about a combination of laboring costs and also the time we spend when we made a mistake to fix all the error and mistakes. So as a human being, it's a human nature, right? The more manual transaction works we do, the higher chance we'll make a mistake. Right? Think about it. When was the last time you made a mistake before, and then how long did it take you to fix it? And then that all actually should be considered as a direct or indirect cost to your business. And as a business owner, I would like to spend as much as time I could to focus on the activities or tasks that help me to grow the business. So another thing to think about it, ask yourself, do you spend too much time on doing things that are not helping your business to grow in the past, right? If you do, then yeah, think about some other solutions. And the final point related to cybersecurity. So there's interesting stats showing to us again. So $81 million got lost due to invoice scam in 2021 for Australian businesses. I mean, that's a huge number, right? So what happened was when you receive an email, you thought it was coming from your supplier, but then you actually just type it into everything to your accounting software, make the payment as per information provided in the attachment, but then you end up paying the money to someone else, which is not great, right? So yeah, all right. So we've seen all the frustrations, we've seen all the challenges. So what actions can we take to solve those problems? Right? So a few things you can consider. Right? First one, implementing a systematic solutions to make sure that your customers actually be able to receive all your invoice data directly into their accounting system. Then you can avoid part of the late payment issues, because there's no more excuses saying that they never receive your invoice into their in their inbox, because information is going to land directly into their accounting system, right? And then secondly, have a systematic process to chase them up for late payments. You'll be surprised to hear how many businesses actually don't have those systems to chase up for late payments. Right, those are the things you can consider to improve the business performance. And then secondly, related to the cost and billing as well. So make sure that you can actually enable to receive all your billing information directly into your accounting system from your suppliers. Then in that case, you don't have to worry about manually processing anything, right? So, and everything's going to be accurate because we're talking about data, the billing data or invoice data directly received from the suppliers into your accounting system, which is QuickBooks in that case, right? So yeah, and then that certainly will help you to save costs and save time. And the final point is a little bit related to the second one as well. Talking about you don't have to rely on the information that's sent from email anymore, because all the billing information will directly receive from your suppliers into your accounting system. So yeah, those are the actions you can think of to help you to improve your business. All right. So yeah, and after that, I would like to show you guys a couple of case studies, and then the first one will be, please allow me to introduce Patrick Curlis. He's actually the treasurer at BNI Business Development Group and also a senior financial planner at Mint Financial Solutions. So Patrick's going to show you guys where he was before and then what he did to make his life easier by implementing e-invoicing solutions combined with digital payment solutions through Look Plus. All right. So yes, all on you, Patrick.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ray. So yes, Patrick Curlis here from Mint Financial Solutions. I'm a financial planner, and so therefore I'm not an accountant. I'm the only person I think that's not an accountant or has accountancy specialty or special skills here in this webinar watching as well. So a little bit of a duck out of water in regards to that. But because I'm a financial planner in the business networking group I've gone to, it's quite common for financial planners as well as accountants, of course, to become the treasurer secretary. So I've been the treasurer at the business networking group and wanting to find some form of efficiencies because it was taking up a fair bit of time that for this I'm not getting paid. And so first and foremost, I obviously had QuickBooks organized so that we got QuickBooks going, and then we had recurring payments, and I think this is fantastic. You know, I don't have to every month, you know, put in the invoice, you know, every month. And then in speaking with Ray, I realized that there was an opportunity for me to save a little bit more time, save a lot more time. And so, and I mean, the business networking group that I'm talking about, as the business networking treasurer, it's the micro business that Shaye was referring to before. It's very small in terms of the amount of money that comes in and out, but it was taking a lot of my time. And so, yeah, previously when I was doing it, I was obviously sending the invoices out and then having to follow up members once, twice, you know, a number of times because they either had forgotten, couldn't find the invoice, didn't pay it, etc., etc. And then from a Mint Financial Solutions perspective, when Business Networking Group invoiced me, then I would, of course, receive the invoice manually and, you know, enter that as well and do what I needed to do from my system. But that, again, was taking the time that it needed. So what happens since we've implemented the Looper Plus digital payment solution, smart digital payment solution? Basically what's happening is yes, once the invoice is sent out automatically, it's received automatically, and because they know it's coming from me, and they know it's safe, it's not coming from a hacker, because we know the system is in place. It lands directly in their QuickBooks expense transaction page or expense page, and it's they feel safe to be able to pay it, and it gets done much more quickly. I don't have to follow up. I know it's been sent, and it's processed easier. So yeah, it saves time from them because they don't have to do those that manual data entry initially as well. So yeah, I suppose the combination of getting the e-invoicing and Luca Plus smart digital payment solutions certainly has saved a lot of time for me as the treasurer, and so I could focus more on doing my core activity, which is being a financial planner. So yes, Ray, thank you very much for that. And as I said, a little bit of a duck out of water, but I hope I've given a little bit of an insight as to what's a rookie experience in this circumstance. So yeah, I think I'm going to put it back to Ray, and he's got another case study, if I'm not wrong.
That's right. Yeah, great. Thank you so much for sharing your experience, Patrick. Yeah, so certainly these type of solutions will help small, medium-sized business a lot, because so yeah, BNI is actually a global networking group that's combines a lot of small, medium-sized businesses. So yeah, that solution certainly will, as Patrick said, save their time, and also yeah, make life easier for them, right? So they can focus on whatever matters to grow their business, rather than spending a lot of time doing all these low-value tasks. Yeah, all right. So the next one, I'm gonna just take a short break, being lazy, play a video for you guys, which is another case study that I would like to share with you guys about how we actually help those businesses to improve their life. All right. So yeah, the next business, the video we're gonna play is another user we have. It's called My VIP Cleaning. They're running a cleaning business. So yeah, all right. Please enjoy the video, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you, guys.
This is Ariel. She runs a thriving cleaning business. Ariel runs the daily operations with passion and commitment. But all still seems to be a tad chaotic at times. Ariel still spends countless hours on manual paperwork, gets buried in confusing and unsecure PDF invoices sent by contractors. She still spends countless hours chasing late payments, causing her to lose track on her business cash flow. Worst of all, she misses out on family time. Ariel believes there has to be a better way, so Ariel decides to contact her accountant for help. Her accountant encourages Ariel to adopt Luca Plus, which will automate and simplify the entire process. The bonus is Luca Plus syncs with her existing accounting software, Intuit QuickBooks. The results are instant. Ariel does not have to change her accounting habits. She simply automates her accounts receivable and accounts payable process, resulting in the removal of unnecessary data entry. Ariel has now also created a secure network by enabling her contractors to send secure e-invoices. She too has improved her daily finance operations and now has visibility of her business cash flow, and has enabled e-invoicing to safeguard her business. Be like Ariel. Proactively create a digitally trusted business.
All right, that was quick. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Yeah, we haven't got much time left, so I'll just quickly show you guys what the future is going to look like for us. So yeah, we're talking about making the whole e-invoicing, making the whole accounting procedures better and more powerful in the future, right? So that's why we plan to even enhance the accounts receivable automation. So by allowing you to send different messages or reminders to your late payers, right? It could be a SMS message, or it could be a tailored follow-up template. That's on the accounts receivable automation part. And then for accounts payable parts, because currently when you receive all the invoices, it's going to directly land into your QuickBooks accounting system. But then what we're gonna do later will be get all the transactions landed at Looker Plus platform first. So as an advisor, you go there to check it, review everything, making sure everything's accurate. If you're happy with it, click on approve button. Then the transactions will get into your QuickBooks accounting system. Yeah, so that will actually improve the whole approval flow as well. So yeah, and also again, there's a PDF copy will get sent through with the transaction too. So you can also review that all the information from the PDF copy. All right. So I think that's all about us. So if you'd like to hear more about how we do things with Intuit QuickBooks, how we actually send and receive e-invoices, and please scan this QR code, book a time with me, yeah, keen to speak with you guys, and also keen to see how we can help you to achieve your goals. All right, thank you so much, and yeah, I'll speak to you guys later.
Right. That's amazing. Thanks so much, Ray. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Shaye. Fantastic presentations. I hope that's answered a lot of questions for everyone. I hope it's prompted a few more as well. We've had a couple come in through the chat panel. So if you do have some questions for any of our presenters today, jump into the Slido chat panel there and post your questions, and we'll get into some. So I'm going to welcome everyone back onto the call now. Mark, Shaye, Ray, Patrick, if you can come off mute, and we'll jump into a few of the questions that we've actually received. So there was a general one to start, and Mark, you kind of touched on this with what some of the state governments are doing, and it was a question around, is e-invoicing going to become compulsory? Is it going to be widely mandated, and if so, when?
No, it's not becoming compulsory, because when we established e-invoicing here in Australia, we had to make some considerations. What happens around the globe is you either have e-invoicing for a productivity outcome for the economy or for a compliance need. So in the Australian economy, our GST compliance is very strong in terms of the compliance rates, and therefore we didn't see the need for actually to have additional burden placed upon business in terms of reporting to meet their compliance needs. And hence we went down the productivity path, and really that's what e-invoicing has, is, as we heard from the different speakers today, there's a lot of efficiencies that the business community can actually derive from e-invoicing, and that then rises back into those faster payments, better cash flow, and ultimately that means a better productive economy, and that's really where we're positioned e-invoicing for Australia, and also over in New Zealand it's similar.
Brilliant, thanks, Mark. We had a question from David, and I think this may have been before your session, Shaye. So David was really asking, when is QuickBooks going to be introducing this functionality? And it sounds like we're there, we're ready to go, right, Shaye?
Yeah, absolutely. So our integration partners really support us with this, and this helps us to get quick to market with best of breed tech, and it also gives you some choice, right? So we love Ray and we love Looker Plus, but it is important for our advisors and our small businesses to choose what feels right for them, and so I quite like that option.
Awesome, thank you. Ray, this may be one for you. Looking at your customer base, your users, or perhaps one for Mark, but are we seeing e-invoicing being used in the not-for-profit sector?
Do you want to answer that, Mark, or okay for me to?
Look, I know there is some not-for-profits already using it, but it's not in the main numbers. Yeah, not-for-profits are a smaller sector, of subset of the larger business community, but we fully expect they also get the same sort of benefits as a normal business would give.
Yeah, definitely. From similar to my answer as well, at the moment we don't have any non-for-profit organizations been sending and receiving e-invoices, but then we did have some queries from different businesses too. So I think just because it's cost efficient, so I guess that's why a lot of businesses are actually having a strong interest to find out more about what e-invoices can help them to achieve. So yeah, contact us, and then happy to have a chat.
Great, thanks. Another one for you, Ray. How long does it usually take for a client to actually get set up and start using e-invoicing?
So it depending on how fast you can type. So yeah. So for us, it's just first step to sign up, and then depending on how fast you can type your basic information. There's not much. So normally it takes about averagely 2 to 3 minutes to set up the whole thing. Because all you need to do is just sign up and link your QuickBooks with us, and then register PayPal ID, and then you're done.
Brilliant. And I guess the kind of follow-up question on that one, how do you know if you as a small business or your suppliers are actually ready? How do you know if their accounting system is ready and they can handle e-invoicing?
Oh, is it to me? Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Ray. Yeah.
That's fine, Mark. You can talk about it first as well, and I'll be the second one.
I look at there's a number of ways. What we say to people when you're about to go invoicing or do your registration, as Ray said, look, start talking to your suppliers because one, they might have heard of it like you have. So it's about word of mouth, getting it and making them aware of the beauty they've got. And as I said in my presentation, they don't actually have to be using the same software as you're using. They can be using their own software. But by yourselves and them being enabled, you're getting benefits on both sides. So the more of your suppliers or customers that are actually invoicing as well, you're getting greater benefits. And I think as Patrick's example as well. So yeah, talk to your trading partners is what I would urge people to do.
Yeah, we have a few different solutions or options for that. So first, we allow people to send out. Well, if they enable e-invoicing for us, and we allow them to send out a message automatically to their customer saying that, hey, I've enabled PayPal e-invoicing. Have you actually done it? If you have, that's great. We can transact with e-invoicing. Well, we can actually send and receive e-invoicing with each other, right? And then another option would be like, we do have a contact page where you can actually see if someone actually enabled e-invoicing or enabled EDI, enabled PayPal. And third option is that sometimes our customers just say, hey, Ray, I'm lazy. Can I actually send you a list and you help me to check it out, help me to contact my suppliers or my customers. And yeah, luckily we've got a dedicated team also to be happy to help them out. So yeah, we can do that too. So yeah, anything we can do to help make things easier.
Great. We are kind of coming to the end of the question, so just a reminder, if anyone's on the call and they do have a question, jump into Slido now and slot it in. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Otherwise, our final question, unless you receive any new ones, one for you, Mark. You mentioned that the New South Wales government is really stemming ahead with the invoicing. ACT, South Australia. Is there a timeline for the other states?
There's no mandatory timeline, but we know fairly well where they're up to. So all the states are fairly well advanced. They're either in pilot mode or in build mode. So they're all looking to actually be ready quite shortly. But yeah, the first thing is just to reach out to your normal procurement officer that you might be dealing with if you're doing supply to that particular state agency or government, and just checking when they would be available.
Great. Okay, that looks like the end of our questions. Bang on time. So thank you so much to everyone who's joined us on the call today. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Shaye, Ray, Patrick, for all your time in preparing. And we'll see you all again during e-invoicing week, which kicks off on, I think it's the 15th of August. So you'll hear a lot more from the QuickBooks team. You'll hear from Ray at Luca Plus and his team, and obviously from Mark and his team at the ATO. So thanks again for joining us. Thanks everyone for your time, and enjoy your day. Thank you.